fine, yeah.
Recording started. You're going to discuss the things with your handicaps and the desktops and the item. Oh,
Handicaps on the desktop. Yeah, I've got more space on my computer again, finally, for, I don't have loads, but finally have a good amount of breathing room for the first time in a while. And Bandicam was working in such a way that whenever I would use the recording to record the whole screen, everything worked fine, but whenever I tried to record only the game footage itself, it would crash. That seems to have been fixed, I guess, and I hope. And in the process, that means that the recordings are now taking, like, literally, like, 1/7 the size of what they were taking before. So
yeah.
because of all that, I mean, it was miserable. Whenever I would record a session of Conan with you guys, like what we're playing now, even playing for 3 or 4 hours, that would be like a 40 or 50 gigabyte recording. Now it's like 4, maybe
Yeah.
3 or 4. Yeah, it's a huge difference. I don't don't have to like rush that night and leave my computer on all night shrinking the file. I have some time to be able to do it whenever I need to do it. Point being that because of that, I've been able to finally, as of yesterday, I put Spider-Man back on my computer. So I'm looking forward to continuing that. Haven't had that now since last time you and I talked about it, basically.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think of the story. Because that story goes in some interesting and cool directions.
Okay, yeah, so far I've only gotten to the point to where I had the first of the Mary Jane segments, which is where I was last time I played, and I only just now was able to retrieve the demon mask of the I'm assuming going to be the new bad guy team, or whatever. And,
yeah, you've only just now seen Mr. Negative.
okay, interesting. I don't know who that is, but it's a cool name.
That was a call. Mr. Negative is a very new villain in the comics. Only 5 or 6 years ago he was introduced. And while they wanted to mostly go for the more traditional Spider-Man villains in that game, as you can tell by the fact you've already run into the Shocker,
yeah,
there was a call. I don't know if the developers made it or if Marvel Comics themselves said, hey, can you at least put over one of our new guys? But yeah, they made the decision was made to put over one new guy out of the last 10 years of Spider-Man comics, and it was Mr. Negative.
Okay. And his gimmick is that he complains a lot?
Yes.
He just wears you down by bitching about everything, kind of like I do sometimes. Oh my god, I'm sick of dealing with Mr. Negative all fucking day.
Yeah, that's it. Spider-Man, I'm going to ruin your home life by making it so that your wife gets sick of you.
Well, I mean, ultimately, if that's if that's the ultimate goal, however he gets around to it is fine.
I mean, it's part of the classic Spider-Man formula for success is that all of his most iconic villains tie into his home life as Peter Parker. This is the new development.
Okay, see, that works. It makes for a modern villain too. Instead of resorting to violence, he uses mind control tricks. He makes people just really, really irritating around Peter. Wears him down. He can't handle it anymore. Just everyone's way too negative. It makes him not want to save the city anymore. He gets up out of bed and he's like, "This sucks."
Fuck this
Mr. Negative has
town.
won again. Yeah, honestly.
Fucking New York can save its own damn self.
Right. It's a very effective villain.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's not his power.
No. I will say I don't know what it is in the comics, and in the games, I guess you'll kind of see.
Okay, that's cool. It's probably
Yeah,
best that I figure it out on my own.
Yeah, most of it's pretty self-explanatory. You'll see him do it, and you're like, oh, well, okay, that's how that works. There we go.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I have the sneaking suspicion that it's Mr. Lee, but I don't know yet. They've given me reason to question that guy, but I could just be jumping to conclusions.
Well, Mr. Lee is in close proximity to Aunt May, so...
That's true. I hadn't thought of that, actually. Yeah, you're right. She said something like, me being cynical, I'm jumping to conclusions here, but nonetheless, the very last thing that happened was Aunt May called Spider-Man, or, well, called Peter, and, Peter was like, oh, yeah, hey, I'm checking out this thing, and she was like, oh, yeah, Mr. Lee, called here asking about it. He was super concerned, like, especially concerned, and I thought, okay, especially concerned, huh? My own spider sense is tingling. My cynicism sense.
My asshole sense is tingling. Wait,
yeah.
No, wait, that's different.
Ultimately, I guess means the same thing. But, yeah. So I'll find out what happens. I'm glad that I kept my saved game from last time I played. Although, that's a game that I wouldn't mind starting over either. It was fun enough to get to where I was.
That's also a game I'm going to go ahead and say, that's a game that figures out there's a certain technique in storytelling that's very good, and it's not used by too many people. Set up an obvious twist to hide the fact that there's an actual unexpected big twist sitting behind the obvious twist.
Oh, okay. Cool. Looking forward to that, then. I still don't really, I don't know yet what to make out of any of it. Like not in a bad way. Like I don't really have any ideas yet as to exactly what to expect or anything like that, because you know, it's its own story. It's, as you described to me before, you said it's not based on any existing Spider-Man property or anything like that. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have to have seen the movies first, etc. So yeah, so I'm curious to see what pans out.
Yeah, it draws inspiration, certainly, but also there's a lot of things it does that no one's really done before. I mean, hell, like Peter and Otto being that close. Like, the Tobey Maguire, the Sam Raimi films did play around with the idea of, like, well, what if Otto and Peter did know each other back in the day?
Oh, so that wasn't the standard thing? I thought that was just how it worked. I thought that in the stories that was always the case, is that Peter and Octavius were always, like, on close terms until he freaked out.
No, that was a Raimi edition.
Okay, I had no idea.
In the original comics, Otto and Peter don't know each other.
Okay.
And additionally, I don't remember what the hell the device was that Otto was building in the Raimi films. It was something wild. But what was it? Like, it was like a miniature sun?
That's how he described it, yeah. Something about like nuclear energy in the palm of my hand, that kind of thing.
Power of the sun in the palm of my hand. That's what he said.
Yeah, something like that. Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, in the original comics, he was explicitly a nuclear physicist.
Okay.
And
that also makes sense.
Yeah, he had the arms as the nuclear physicist because that gave him the capability to work on the uranium without directly exposing himself. Yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
also
he
makes sense.
I think they more or less explicitly said that part of what went on with Otto was that Otto got brain damage as a result of the work.
Oh, what happened to give him the brain damage?
Well, similar to the Raimi films, eventually one of the experiments he was working on for nuclear power detonates, and I forget, it's either that the brain damage ensued from the radiation itself or from him being thrown against the wall. I don't remember.
Okay.
But, like, it's just a thing remarked upon in the comics that people who knew Otto before he became Doc Ock are like, well, he seemed like a perfectly nice guy. I don't know what the hell's gotten into him.
Ah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was and I'll forget this again, but what was the name of the story that had him taking on the role as Peter and realizing all the horrible things he'd done?
Superior Spider-Man.
Okay, that seems easy enough to remember, but there have been so many Spider-Man, this, that, or the others, that I would probably more easily than not forget that. But yeah. I'll try and keep asking, because it sounds like, was it a graphic novel or a line of, like, whatever, like 10 issues of a comic or whatever?
I want to say it was 12 issues, because it was one issue a month for a year straight.
Okay, well, that's cool. I wonder if I'd be able to find that online somewhere. I probably could.
I've not read so much of the in-between, but I've seen a very cool part from the beginning and a very cool part from the end.
I would normally ask, except I am going to try and see if I can track that down, believe it or not. That might be one of the first, probably the first comic in a long time I might wind up reading. We'll have to see how it turns out.
Well, I can tell you, pirating comics is easier than pirating anything else.
Is it? That actually kind of surprises me. I don't know why. I guess for me, like, the idea of thinking of somebody sitting there and scanning every issue of their comic book, meaning that they'd more than likely have to destroy it to be able to get it through the scanner, seems like, to me, the comic book fans would not want to do that. But then there's so many comic book fans out there, what's the likelihood that no one would bother? There's got to be somebody out there doing it.
Well, more than that, DC and Marvel both offer services now, subscription services, that give you, it's like almost like Netflix for comics, where it'll be a e-reader of the comic.
Oh,
and so
okay.
Naturally, what happens is people take screenshots, right?
Right, yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, anything that can be anything digital, not that hard to get these days.
Yep.
Yeah, I will have to look into that then.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I can tell you there's an entire website, and I don't think it's very exposure-y for me to just explicitly say The very imaginative title of the website is Read Comics Online.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
No having to guess anything for that one. I like it.
Yeah.
Where can I go to read comics online? Read comics online.
I highly recommend a quality ad blocker, though.
Oh yeah, I've always got that kind of stuff going on.
I haven't used it in a while. I was using it a lot when I was a teenager, but eventually I was just kind of, you know, I was kind of thinking like, yeah, for how much I talk about piracy, I'm kind of a hypocrite for using this site, so I stopped. But
You're too
for someone who is not anti-piracy, it's not hypocritical for you to do it. So
yeah,
a man's got to have a code.
You know, I do have something of one. I mean, again, if I really like something, and you know, it can be argued that it shouldn't come to this.
Well,
if I want something, I should buy it, but
you're never gonna be friends with someone who matches your code exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I understand the argument that, you know, as I just said, like, hey, if you like something, you should buy it. When you're broke and you can't just buy everything, especially if you don't even know whether or not you're gonna like it, you know, and you know that it's incredibly easy, you almost have to go out of your way not to be able to accidentally get it for free, you get it for free. And in my case, again, I've put a lot of money that I don't really have to spare into buying physical copies of things that I do wind up liking, just to both A, have them and feel good that I bought it, and B, give back to the people who made it. You know, I don't have to even do that much, but I do. So I'm not super honorable, but I'm better than a lot of pirates. You know, yeah. I mean, a lot of pirates go out there and, you know, I mean, I was debating buying this copy of Conan before you bought it for me, you know, so there you go.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
My birthday's tomorrow, so I'll have to see if there's any sales or anything. I might have to treat myself. There usually aren't, though. It seems like the sales are usually kind of universally on the same time on Steam, aren't they? Like, is there ever really, like, a publisher sale, or is that completely dictated by Steam itself?
There are publisher sales pretty frequently. There's pretty well always a sale of some kind going on, but whether it's a sale you're interested in. Because, like, for instance, of course, there's the big four seasonal sales. There's Christmas, there's spring, there's summer, there's fall sales.
Right.
But generally, at any given time in between, you'll have, like, some of them are tied to regular events. Like, Blizzard will sometimes run QuakeCon. Or not Blizzard, Bethesda. Fuck. Will sometimes run.
Oh, it is Bethesda now, right?
Yeah, Bethesda will sometimes run QuakeCon. So when they do, there will be the QuakeCon sale on Steam, and you can get all Bethesda games for cheap. Yada yada.
Okay, yeah, stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I'll have to keep my eye out.
Yeah, just What about what?
Oh, I was actually gonna. What have you done? I was actually going to ask what you've been doing in your game, actually. So that is, I suppose, that is almost what you were about to ask. Yeah, yeah. What have you done? What have you been doing?
For a little bit, I'm working on for this sorcerer character I've got. I'm building a wizard's tower on New River, but been working on that for. Well, hey, this is, you know, I'm gonna.
I hear tower and I think massive giant leaping into the skies buildings. It's fine. It's your server. I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I'm sure that you're not going to go crazy.
No, it's just the lone tower, though. What Pink does with it when he sees it, I don't know.
Build a bunch of other houses and homes around it, and then run off somewhere. Do the same thing elsewhere. I mean, he does make really cool houses. I'll give him that. Like again, that pointless little place that he built, like over in the dam up north. It's just a little pointless house, but it's a nice little pointless house.
Yeah.
Just a cozy little square thing that leads into the water. You swim up into it and you can climb in. It's pretty neat.
He built it and then he ran off, didn't he?
Yeah, that's literally what he did. At least that's what he said he did. Yeah, and I was up there to confirm that he wasn't around very long.
On some level, I have to imagine, like, on some level, I figure we're all going to end up just building these kind of like almost a network of small places to hang out at, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea, yeah.
So, on some level, I think Pink's just contributing to that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know yet what the plan will be for any of the stuff we build, but I mean, basically, just for me, my only concern has already been addressed. Just as long as it's not one single giant massive thing where there's already all kinds of other stuff that's going to slow down the game, that's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, no concerns.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not building a citadel here. This is intent on being a lone standing tower.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. You said, where is it at, you said? I'll have to visit it at some point.
It's right next to the Sentinels.
Oh, it's right next to the Sentinels. Okay. That's
Yeah.
not far at all from where I built my home in that single-player game.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, wow, it's just on the other side of the Sentinels from it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to see that. And let's see. What I'm trying to do now is not working the way I expected it to. Just dyeing some clothing now. Making my thrall stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm wearing kind of a discount sorcerer's robe here, but the trouble is I made it out of the Thermae robes.
Thermae. The name doesn't sound familiar.
It was a bizarre thing.
A bizarre thing, okay. For a second I thought you meant like strange, and then I forgot. Oh yeah, there's a bizarre.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, yeah, it was a strange thing that I got.
Yeah. It's literally, well, I mean, it's called Thermae robes, so I guess it makes sense, but it's literally bathrobes. So it's
really?
a little...
It looks like bathrobes?
They are bathrobes.
Oh, alright.
That's what Thermae means.
Really?
Yeah. In Latin.
Oh, how'd you know? Do you know Latin?
I know enough about the Romans that they called their baths thermes.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. Wouldn't have known that.
And, yeah, so my character looks a little bit like perhaps, not a sorcerer, but in fact just a, individual who may be suffering from a variety of delusions.
That fits for a sorcerer. I can see that making sense.
Yeah. I'll upgrade to real sorcerer stuff whenever I kill some sorcerers and get their stuff. Because I did kill a sorcerer earlier and he dropped his skirt, but at the time I wasn't thinking, so I just dropped it.
Yeah, see, talking about not thinking, see, I did not know until just now, well, not just now, but, today that you've been doing sorcerer stuff again, so that being the case, is there any kind of sorcerer stuff you'd like me to look out for?
Nah, I'm not digging in with this guy super seriously. He's just gonna be who I switch to when I feel like doing sorcerer stuff.
Oh, okay.
I still intend on having the Kaitan character I've been playing for a while be my main dude.
Okay, fair enough.
I still want to live most of my time in the jungle. I just felt like getting up to some sorcery stuff, and I wanted to deliberately slow myself down on some level.
Do you think that it is at all advantageous to make a character that's partially a sorcerer? Not to completely spec the character in just the one direction, but to make like a barbarian sorcerer type?
That's
would that not be advisable?
That's a good question. I'd have to it'd probably be smart of me to go ahead. What the fuck? Why is there? Okay, I was going underwater on Noob River here to mine the rocks that lie at the bottom of the river. And I just found one of these stones that you can click on and they talk.
Oh, that's a random ass thing to find.
Yeah, I was mining rocks and I just looked over and saw it and I was like, what the hell?
You're probably kind of lucky in that way.
Yeah.
Does it look at all? I mean, not only is it under the water where most people aren't spending time, but I would assume it probably doesn't look that different from most normal rocks.
No, it looks pretty different.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just explaining that Noob River, back before the ghost fence was set up, the Noob River was how foreign humans would come in to bring tributes to the giants, and the Sentinels were the gateway to the kingdom of the giants.
Oh, okay.
Look upon our works, ye mighty, and despair.
Look upon our works, ye mighty, and despair.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
I love that poem. I think the Ozymandias is a really cool, cool message.
I do. I like Ozymandias as well, though with the meaning of when he was saying at that time was saying, be scared shitless of us giant kings, we'll never be stopped.
Exactly.
Which, in fact, they were in fact stopped.
The lone head of the statue sitting in the sand with nothing to see around.
Yep. Both the Sentinels have actually stood the test of time pretty well, though.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of architecture in this game that I think lasted a long time from the old characters. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah. I mean, for how much of the Giant King stuff got shit on, there is some stuff that has just done a remarkable job of staying up with the ages.
Yeah, I think that's true actually.
Because the Giant Kings built their big highways and aqueducts, and those done. But these things,
I don't think they're broken at all either, are they? I don't think they're even damaged in any way.
no, the Sentinels are both pristine, pretty well just pristine. There's chips, little chips taken out of their halberds, but that's it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I really miss living around that area. That was just a really nice, I don't know, that area of the game is my favorite. I just really like that general spot.
I think all the different areas of the game have their own aesthetic appeal to them.
They do, that's just my favorite.
Yeah. I don't think there's any part of the game, any area of the game where it's just like fugly and it's like, I don't want to build here.
Nah, everything has got its own proper type of space. Or not space, rather, type of style that I think works.
Yeah. I made this tower quite wide. But that means I have to build it real tall for it to properly look like a tower, or else it just kind of looks like a chode coming up out of the earth.
That doesn't sound appealing at all, the way you describe it.
Fell off. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh. That was the sound of my shins.
It's that tall already that you fell off and cracked your shins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to
I
see
work
that.
quick, what can I say?
What's that?
I said I work quick, what can I say?
Yeah, no, that's kind of impressive, actually. I usually take a while at anything that I do in this game. Not necessarily intentionally, it just kind of happens that way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really fastidious about dyeing my character's clothes, for example, which is what I'm doing now. Just been doing this for about 5 minutes now. I want everything to match. I want it all to look good. What can I say?
Yeah. That's some good green tea. Very thirst quenching.
Is it? Tea? Really? I wouldn't have pictured that. I can picture it tasting good to the right person, but thirst quenching. Somehow I never knew tea as being a thirst quencher.
You know, especially for Southerners, which I'm not, despite the accent. But like, soon could cut you a whole promo on Southerners and tea.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's cut it on me before.
Yeah, interesting. I just somehow don't picture tea as being a delicious thirst quenching drink. Soda, sure. Water. You know, maybe it's the heat thing. The fact that, well, is green tea supposed to be warm? I wouldn't know.
It can be made warm or hot. What I've got here is actually a bottle of Arizona's green tea with ginseng and honey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it is, I mean, I could warm it up, but it comes in a plastic bottle, and it's already fairly convenient to just drink it that way. So I'm drinking it room temperature.
Ah, okay. I thought you meant it was like the cooked green tea or boiled or whatever you do with tea. Boiled, I guess. Yeah, see, I wouldn't even know that. I think all tea is boiled, isn't it?
Hey.
Hey, Addy.
Oh, there he is.
Boiled tea? Is tea boiled? I need to know.
You have said a tea, so I'm here.
Is Addy boiled? Is that what you're doing with that
is
story?
Addy boiled? They're boiling him? I'd get out of that class right away.
Strange, it was listed on the docket, on the little paper they gave me. It was listed as the boiling Addy class. And I looked at it and I was like, well, shit, this doesn't sound good, but it's got my name in it, so it must be for me.
Yeah?
It is marked mandatory, so I have to take it.
You have to be boiled. That sucks.
You said you were going to a religious school. What religion was it? The cannibal sex cult of Yog Sothoth?
No, it's whatever the fuck the cult is in Silent Hill. Yeah, that.
Oh, the Midwich.
Jesus.
Yeah, the Midwich style of I don't know, satanic learning.
Have you seen The Preacher's Daughter recently?
No, but I also haven't seen the preacher. I'm pretty sure he's made up.
Oh,
There's a picture of him, but I've never seen him, so he doesn't exist.
well, we ate him first. He came up and started reading off like he started reading off like the let my flesh be your bread, let my blood be your wine, and the congregation took it very literally.
Yeah.
Alex, before you forget, you should get straight to what you've been wanting to talk to Eddie about.
Oh, Eddie, did you notice I sound a little bit clearer than usual?
I'm not sure.
Ah, shit. Well, Pink's the only one who's heard it. Damn. Pink's the only one who said that I actually sound clearer, so, perhaps
It's
not.
fine.
You do a bit, but I'm also hearing AC in the background. But that might also just be Discord's like noise suppression fucking up somehow.
Well, what it could be is I've got a fan running here, which was not popping up on the little OBS meter that I had, sound meter that I had running, but give me a second.
I mean, it won't pop up on the sound meter because it's not loud enough for it to be picked up normally. But when you speak, all of the sound, like Discord has a noise gate, so every time that you speak, all of the sound gets in, and every time we don't speak, none of the sound gets in.
Okay, that makes sense. OBS must have something similar. I have turned it off now, though, so do I now sound a lot clearer?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I've got this microphone borrowed for just a little bit from my dad, who's got it for his setup playing music. And yeah, I'm curious. I was curious to try it because I am curious about getting a new microphone and set of headphones for Christmas.
What kind it is? It is words. Wow.
Well,
It's all right.
Scarlet Studio apparently is the name on the microphone.
I'll look it up. This is the first time I'm hearing of it, but you know that doesn't mean that it's not good.
Yeah.
Scarlet Studio. Cool name.
It seems like an XLR mic. At least the one I'm seeing, there might be a USB version. Or never mind.
It's come with this little, I don't want to call it a sound deck, but it comes with this little thing that plugs into, which then itself is plugged into the computer.
Yeah, that's an external sound card. It's
okay.
It's
got these
the official
five
name for it. Yeah, the official name for it is actually like a sound mixer, but like, fuck it.
It's got these 5 little knobs on it here.
Yeah, that's how you set the balance. You can that's what mixing is. You set the balance of all of the bands. So you know if you want more bass, then you can just put the bass knob up and stuff like that.
It's convenient.
I would recommend not fucking with it, assuming your dad has already set it up for his stuff. But
okay, I was just the other day fucking with it with when yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was. Well, to be fair, I set all the knobs back to where I think my dad had them set. But yeah, yesterday I popped on and Pink was here, and with Pink here, I started fucking with him, and I was pretty well going like, this seems like something that I really should do when Addy is here.
Yeah, I mean, usually when it comes to audio equipment and musicians, if it has a knob, you leave the knob alone because you have to assume that if it's literally not coming out of a box, they have it set up.
Okay.
That's a good point.
But this is especially a thing with amps for which this is technically an amp, but it's more so a thing for guitars where like people one of the most evil things that you can do to a guitar player is if you share a living space with them is if they have an amplifier, a standing one, you go and fuck up the balance on the amps.
Oh god, that would be pretty evil.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought of that. Yeah, that'd be pretty mean-spirited. I'll have to remember that.
Because yeah, like the
next time you live with someone that you don't like who has a guitar amplifier.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And like the thing with that though is that like depending on the amp, like you know basically if they have actually like professional amp, it's even more of a pain in the ass because if you have a like shitty little amp, it has maybe like two knobs, maybe 3 that you can adjust. That's why it's cheap. But the more expensive amp you have, the more knobs you have because the more variables you can introduce and the more changes that you can make to sound, which means that you can fuck their life up even more, and it can take hours.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Like usually with audio equipment, video equipment, whatever, if there's knobs on it, generally it's a good rule of thumb to ask if they're fine if you fuck with the knobs, because if it's just laid out, then they probably need to be in a specific way. Unless it's a video switcher, in which case just do whatever the fuck. That shit will move in 2 minutes anyway.
Okay.
Which do either of you even know what a video switcher is?
No.
Not in this specific context.
So the video switcher is like a mix board for sound, but it's for video inputs. So you plug the HDMI or analog in the earlier ones or whatever. You plug all of those in. There's like, I want to say, depending on the model, somewhere between 30 and 50 to 100.
What is it that you're switching? Not just the sources, right? But also video like filters and so forth.
Yeah, the video feeds, and then you can also edit live.
Okay,
So-
yeah, I've seen them but never had one.
So yeah, with those, if you fuck with the knobs, it doesn't matter that much because, well, the big one that matters is if you clear the memory, because you can program certain switches into it if memory serves. At least the ones that I saw, which like the big video switchers are still derivatives of the video toaster, which came out in like '98 or so, maybe earlier.
Yeah, video
Probably
toaster.
earlier actually.
The video toaster.
That's what it was called. Yeah, the guy, a very famous piece of video editing equipment. What's his name? The guy that plays Garth. Dana Carvey. His brother invented it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, genuinely. That's why in Wayne's World, I think.
Yeah, he's got a
one-
T-shirt. Video toaster.
Yeah,
t-shirt.
one of them has a video toasters T-shirt.
Yep, it's actual truth.
Really? That is bizarre. I
Yeah.
have.
It is.
This is one of the bits of movie trivia I know because it comes into play with the background stuff too.
That's cool. Makes perfect sense. Yeah, one of those weird things you just kind of learn.
But yeah, so eventually that company got bought out, and then they became, I forget what the name is. It's like a very short, like 4-letter name for the company, and they still call if memory serves, they didn't get the license to the name Video Toaster, so for a while, while they were switching names, it was still called like the new brand name Toaster. And then,
Fun video toaster.
no, that's the thing. They can't call it a video toaster.
Oh, they can't
So
even
it
call it that. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so they had to remove the video part. So now it's just this brand Toaster. It's a video
Oh, I
switcher.
see. Gotcha. Video. Yeah, like video switch toast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something stupid like that.
And then now it is an actual like brand name, like a proper one that's not weird. But the point being is that you can plug all of that shit in, and it just opens up all software like Adobe, like Premiere, and you can just put in stingers into it, or put which stingers are, by the way, the transitional animations
Yeah.
with I'm telling this to W so he doesn't
Oh,
assume
okay.
that
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say that. I know. Yeah, gotcha.
so he doesn't assume that it's just like fucking Sting pictures of Sting.
Yeah, that's a very common thing in video editing is that you put in pictures of Sting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like a
Like,
little secret Easter egg.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. One of the transitions that actually comes with the video toaster, one of these stingers, is actually Sting running the kid through the through the scene.
Something different.
Yeah. But yeah, so I saw a demonstration of that, and I was like, this is really cool. I would love to use it. Unless I actually get a job in TV, I don't think I'll ever get to use it because I have no fucking use for it.
You never know. I bet a year ago you wouldn't have thought that you'd be in this college.
About to say,
a month
there's
ago,
now a distinct chance that you get a job in TV. So.
Yeah,
a month ago, I wouldn't have thought I would be going to this college, dude.
there you go. It could happen. Could surprise you still.
Like genuinely, I went to that interview going like, I'm not gonna get accepted, and here I am.
Why
Yeah.
were you so sure you weren't going to get accepted?
Oh, I'm not the classical like artist type.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, dude, I had to put in a portfolio. One of them was the artistic movie that I sent to you, which I made just to comply with their laws. But but then the other stuff I brought was one of my reviews, an advertisement that I made for my high school, and then a YouTube poop I made.
When did you make the YouTube poop?
Oh, a couple of months ago, I made 2.
I'm wondering if I saw it or not. Probably
It-
not.
If you want, I can send them over.
Yeah, I don't know when I won't be able to watch them now since we're playing, but I will watch them.
Yeah.
If they're references to something I would understand, I would
No,
probably like them. But
it's
yeah, if
usually
not, I might not get them.
it's usually self-contained. If there is a joke like that, there was a joke in the second one that W dot was a reference. It's not. It's just I made this joke. I am going to continue making this joke until it's funny. Because to me, it is.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they're usually fairly self-contained. Like you, I think the first one because I made two. One of them is of Sonic Frontiers had a the trailer for one of the trailers for Sonic Frontiers leaked. It wasn't a big leak. It came out like I want to say 7 to 15 hours earlier than it was supposed to. So not a big leak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grabbed that leak and I went, all right, I'm gonna make a YouTube about this because it's funny that it's leaked to begin with.
As long as they don't come and like sue you or some crap because
Yeah, I mean, by
by
the time I did that, they already released the official trailer properly.
Oh, okay.
So it was fine.
Yeah, they can't say anything then.
But they might
Hell, yeah.
they might kill you anyways.
Yeah,
In
they
fact-
might. Well, they might not sue, but they might kill you. Yeah, they might eliminate you.
Yeah. In fact, I even linked to the official trailer because I was like, here's the sources. It's only fair.
YouTube's gotten better about that. I remember when I, like, back in, like, 2009, I posted a couple clips of some videos, like, some movies I really liked. And I filled the description with stuff like, I love this movie, I want more people to see it, this is just an example of, one of the scenes in the movie, nothing even spoiler or anything. It was just like, here's a good scene from this movie that I love, I want to post clips of movies I love, people should check them out, help get exposure for them, blah, 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 blah. You link to the official site, or, link to the official, movie page on YouTube and everything like that, but nonetheless, it was like a day later, Paramount has issued a takedown notice and flagged your video. If you get 2 more of these, your account is done. It's like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
something you have to blame
militant.
Paramount for.
Yeah, Paramount was really bad about that. They got me a couple times
Yeah,
back then.
it's just whoever owns it. Because, like, for example, we recorded the Game Awards this year, I think. I forget. Either which way, it had a trailer for the Super Mario movie.
Sounds like it would have been, well, either this year or the last one. Yeah, hard to say, but go on.
Either which way. That video was completely fine for, I want to say, 4 months, maybe more. And then suddenly Nintendo went, actually no, and then just blocked the video in every country because it featured, I want to say, maybe half a minute of the Super Mario movie trailer, because that's all we talked over.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I heard
Nintendo,
Nintendo
as
was
game
awful.
devs and publishers go, Nintendo's notoriously the worst. Nintendo hates YouTube.
Yeah, I have heard that for sure.
So, yeah.
Nintendo's not the worst.
So I went back and just got that part out because YouTube has that thing now where you can either just like, mute the audio if that's what they have a problem with, or if it's video, you can just
Yeah,
say,
or cut out
hey,
the
actually,
footage
just fuck
directly.
this shit.
Yeah, which is really handy. I remember that, man, talking about some of these different places and how bad they are. I remember I put up some video of myself playing Grand Theft Auto 5 for the girl I was dating at the time. I sent her some videos so she could watch the gameplay, which I was commenting on. I was showing her the story, and she was watching me play through the story of GTA. And it got to a part where I was cycling through the radio station of the game, and because it was on the PC, I had a bunch of custom songs in. And one of the songs was Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. And it was on for literally, no joke, like 4 seconds as I was flipping around the radio. But that alone, out of a 5-hour video of Grand Theft Auto being talked over, there were 4 seconds of a Fleetwood Mac song, and my whole video had to be censored until I got rid of that one chunk. So,
Yep.
Long story short, yeah, A, ridiculous, fuck you, and B, thank you, YouTube, for giving me the feature of being able to just drop the stupid little 4 seconds instead of redoing the whole video.
Yeah, we also had that with whatchamacallit, the Saints Row. We did a video with Saints Row 3. I made jokes throughout the entire video of getting claimed because of the background music and just panically switching it off and all that.
And guess what happened?
One of the Storm background songs got claimed.
One of the
What?
store background songs? Really?
Yeah, genuinely.
That sucks. I mean, they put it right there in the, like, you're talking the in-game store.
Yes.
Okay.
Like the music that plays whenever you visit the store.
Yeah. You would think that would not be, whatever. Okay. I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
But yeah, so the first one was one of that Sonic leak, and
Yeah.
it's the thing that there is a outside reference is, I guess, I tried to keep some sort of internal consistency with the plots of my YouTube poops
You're
because I
probably the
enjoyed
only
it.
one.
Yeah.
More power to you.
And so I went, well, they talk a lot about like sending Sonic to a digital world. What can I do to make this be different at least? So he's just going to the Digimon world. Fuck it.
So Sonic's in the Digimon world?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and
I'm not
that's
familiar with that.
I mean, it's what it sounds like.
Is Digimon still made? Do they still make
Yes.
Digimon games? They do, really? Wow.
Yes. Well, the games have kind of slowed down. Although the last one was, I think, 2 years ago. It was a horror visual novel that was also a tactics RPG.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A horror visual novel?
Yeah, and then concurrently with that, they also had a horror series that I liked.
Was Digimon the game that started on the PlayStation and it was about like raising virtual like animals, sort of,
Yes.
kind of like okay, that's what I thought. So now it's a horror series, or at least it was.
Yeah, all of the different things, all of the games and all of the shows have their own continuity, unless otherwise stated, pretty much.
Okay.
So, yeah, the things that are shared are just the monsters and how they look. But
That's
like,
interesting, though.
but even then they can take different roles. And the one thing that I like about Digimon more than Pokemon is that the monsters aren't just monsters; they're people that look like monsters, which means that they can actually have characters.
Oh, okay.
Now, usually, depending on the series, they don't, but that's a different issue.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Did you ever watch anything like that, or play anything like that, Alex? The Digimon games? That would have been when you were young, I think.
I never was. I don't think I ever got into Digimon as a kid. No.
Did you ever get into Pokemon?
For a little bit. I had Pokemon Diamond growing up.
Okay.
Which
Oh yeah, because you got, now that I think about it, you and Pink were talking about Pokemon last time we played. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I was confused about what gen Pokemon Diamond was, and Pink said it was fourth.
Yeah, I think
Oh
it's
God,
4.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, look at me, big Pokemon nerd. I don't even fucking like Pokemon. I liked Fire Red. I like Charizard.
The character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charizard was the first dragon that I looked at and I went, yeah, dragons are cool.
Yeah, he was one of the more popular characters, I think. I would not know, though. I'm certainly no expert. Seemed like he was kind of prominent in the cartoon, what I saw of it. Hard to say, though. I'm no expert on that either, although I did watch it for a while.
The trading...
Go ahead, Alex.
I want to say that the Charizard trading cards are, like, absurdly valuable.
Yeah, they are.
Are they
But
rare?
Yeah, I checked the Diamond was Gen 4. But yeah, the Charizard trading cards used to be rare. The originals are still are, but they also made reprints now, so it's harder to tell.
Oh, okay.
And then they also because Charizard is so beloved, they usually if it's like a rare card, then it's gonna be Charizard themed a lot of times.
Okay.
Like they in 2020, I wanna say they had a series where it was like they had all of the cards with other Pokemon, and then there's usually with these things a chase, which is the very rarest card or whatever it is that you're collecting.
Okay.
And they had a Charizard chase in that generation of cards. I don't know what made it different, honestly.
Yeah, I would not know. Yeah, I don't know. I remember. I don't know if this is still a thing or not, but when Pokemon was first starting to get really big in America, the kids were carrying them to school, and they were getting like taken away from the kids, and they were accused of being promoting gambling and stuff like that.
Yeah, satanic.
Well, there was a little of that. That in my experience, that kind of started to die out with Harry Potter. That was the last I really heard about the Satanic Panic, but it was around that same time.
Both Soon and Pink said they weren't allowed to play Pokemon as kids because it was their parents said it was satanic.
What was satanic about it?
Well, the one that I heard.
I asked both of them, and they went, I don't know. I forget. Soon, I think his parents said that SpongeBob was satanic.
SpongeBob? It's a sea creature.
He's asexual, which makes him satanic.
Hey, I guess.
That's by the way, that's not even a joke. The creator of SpongeBob confirmed that by virtue of actual real life sponges being asexual, SpongeBob is asexual.
Why
Well, I
are
remember
people
he was-
wondering about SpongeBob's sexuality to begin with?
Yeah, well, yeah, honestly, you know why? Because his friendship with Patrick by some was considered
Oh,
like
yeah.
they were really concerned that he
yeah.
might be gay.
No, actually, now
But
that
they
you say
live
that,
in separate houses.
now
It
that you
doesn't
say-
matter.
between
They're
them.
super friendly. You can't have a platonic male relationship.
By the way, Mike, now that you say that, if memory serves, after Steven Hillenburg died, Nickelodeon then posted in Pride Month that SpongeBob is gay. So
Really?
yes,
That's kind of a shitty thing for them to do.
I'm gonna
because
go
as far
ahead
as
and
I,
cut my recording.
why? Because of the
Well,
the subject
no,
matter?
also because I want to keep the video from getting too long, so it's simpler to upload. But also just so we can have this discussion off recording. We'll see you later, folks. And if you want to know what our opinions are on SpongeBob being gay, you'll never find them out. Deal with it.